those wide receivers has in common? They want to do what this man did. Win the Super Bowl and lead the NFL in touchdown catches. JJ did that. So you're our wide receiver expert. Yeah. We're going to give you all the kids in this class. We got 10 of the best right here. We want JJ's top 5 wide receivers going into the combine.
Man, there's a lot of big-time playmakers on this board. At number 5, I'm going to start at Colorado. Laviska Shenault. At number 5, listen. Anywhere the ball is, he's going to make a play on the ball. You watch him, we call these big boy catches. Whenever it's a big boy catch needed, Laviska going to make a big boy catch. And me watching the film on him all season long, always making the big boy catch. And we know in the NFL, all the windows, all these throws are going to be tight, and he can make those catches.
I'm going to look forward to saying his name on Red Zone. Laviska Shenault, touchdown.
And then number 4 right here, I'm going Justin Jefferson right here. Listen, speed, understands how to run routes, understands route concepts. A lot of young guys don't understand route concepts, knows how to run routes, wins on press coverage. I'm telling you right here, he is going to be an immediately impact on any team, whether it's outside or whether it's in the slot. And then at number 3, Antonio Gandy Golden, Liberty. Listen.
Coach us up on him.
Turn his tape on, and all you see is a Calvin Johnson type player.
What?
When the ball is in the air, he is coming down with it, whether it's one defender, whether it's 2 defenders on him, he is coming down with the football. He is a big body. He's explosive. He can run. I mean, he catches it with his left hand. He catches it with his right hand. It don't matter. He's going up over your head catching the ball. But I believe he's a sleeper in the draft. A lot of people are not talking about him. You want to talk about the competition he played and things like that? Just turn the tape on. You only play who they line up against you, and he's been dominating.
Okay, and number 2 is going to reveal number 1, I think, as well.
Absolutely. Number 2.
Oh, you're going Judy number 2.
I'm going Judy number 2. Listen, whenever a receiver could put speed on you and make you back up, hey, he's a threat right when he touches the field, and that is what Jerry Jeudy does. When you touch the field, you better be in your back pedal as a DB because he is coming after you. He can run routes. I never seen too many people run routes like he runs, especially putting his foot in the ground, whether it's an out route, whether it's a slant route, just those 1-foot plants. He is special at doing that. Those is tough to coach, and that's tough to teach right there. I like Jerry Jeudy.
That means number 1 has to be a guy whose name has already been mentioned on this show.
Go ahead,
C.D. Lamb.
C.D. Lamb. Listen, man, I get happy when I talk about C.D. Lamb.
You got a big smile on your face.
Listen, when he touches the ball, wide receivers pride themselves on yak. And when he touches the ball, he never gets tackled by the first guy. When the ball is in his hands, he is a playmaker. And I'm telling you right now, I know everybody has him at 12. He's not going to make it down there. When you turn this kid's tape on, it's going to be hard to pass up on him. Any of those teams going up in that top 10, he's a special caliber player. I think if you're a Range Rover and you get this guy in your building, your offense just became a Ferrari. It's got to be fast and it's ready to go.
I like the analogy. You know what none of these guys did in Indianapolis?
What's that?
Bench press 24 reps. 24 reps when he came out in the combine at 225. Strength right there. By the way, C.D. Lamb, you're going to break him down on the early edition of NFL Total Access. We have 2 special editions of NFL Total Access, 3 o'clock Eastern and then at 11 o'clock Eastern after the combine. The 2020 NFL Scouting Combine presented by Verizon, live, night 1 in prime time. We go 4 o'clock until 11 o'clock. Just put it on NFL Network and leave it here. Go to NFL.com. That's DJ's rankings. I turn to our Super Bowl champions here and ask them for theirs. The best quarterback prospect in the draft this year is
Tua.
Tua.
Not Joe Burrow. Explain yourselves.
I'm just looking, it's too small of a sample size for Burrow. And then you look at Tua. Tua's been at this for 3 years, super consistent. I feel like right now, if you put Tua on any team in the National Football League, he makes that team better. I don't know if I could say that about Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow had a lot of talent around him, and this is his only season that he truly balled out and really showed people what he can do. Tua's been doing it consistently. I feel like he's a better leader than Burrow. I just feel as an all-around quarterback, all-around player, he is better than Joe Burrow. I like Tua.
You're the Bengals. You're drafting Tua
I'm
over
taking
Burrow.
Tua if you want to win.
Taking Tua right now. I agree with what JJ said. I mean, I think and listen, this is no knock. This is no knock on Burrow whatsoever.
He had one of the greatest seasons in the history of college football.
There's no knock on him whatsoever. But I think to JJ's point, when you look at their body of work, you seem to see this outlier for Joe Burrow last year, right? The year before that, he only had like 13 touchdowns. Then you go from 13 to 60 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Like that's huge. And anytime I see somebody that has that kind of production, you have to ask yourself, is that consistent with a guy's career? Like, will we see that? That's a 10 on the scale. So with Tua, to me, over 3 years, I've seen the guy consistently come out there, make plays, came off the bench in the national title game against Georgia. And since that point, I've fallen in love with this kid. The hip thing may have been an issue for him, but he is a bona fide pro quarterback, can do it all, use his feet. I like Tua.
The size and the injuries don't matter, though? I mean, you said the hip, and the hip is healing well,
Yeah.
and apparently
even the
great
ankle
medicals.
injuries.
But
even
the ankles, too, he had those before the hip.
I was hurt a lot in college, man.
And
look what happened to me.
Yeah,
It's okay.
Gold
That's
jacket
college.
in the closet right there. I'll say this. The last 3 MVPs of the NFL were not the first quarterback taken in their respective draft. How about that, Lindsay?
There you go.
Scott, players aren't the only ones looking for jobs in Indy this week. Today, the NFL also hosted a forum for women looking for positions in football operations. 40 qualified women with experience who may not have the contacts to get in the door to get a coaching job, for instance. Well, the forum put them in front of people who could help make that happen. Like Ron Rivera, who immediately offered one participant a summer position after she impressed him with a back and forth about scheme.
It's a big burden that's on your shoulders, but you guys are the pioneers. I mean, Katie becomes the first woman coach to coach in a Super Bowl. There's success. Jennifer King becomes the first African-American woman to be a full-time coach in the NFL. There's success. That's what has to happen.
I'm all about inclusion. I'm about all those things, but I'm ultimately about making the 49ers better. I love the fact that we have all these great stories, but we got close this year. It didn't quite happen. So how can I make our organization, how can we make our organization better? That's what I have to wake up every day thinking. And people like Katie and Sally and Hannah are doing exactly that.
You never know when Ron Rivera is going to say, hey, let's sit down and let's find out what you know about offense. Like, we're seeing a lot of RPOs. Like, what do you know? And if you don't know, then that was your opportunity. So be prepared, have passion, have energy, and you'll be productive.
Another cool note from this event from yesterday. Apparently the Bucks caught wind of a happy hour event that took place after the forum and picked up the entire tab. According to Sam Rappaport, who organized the event for the league, it wasn't part of the program or anything for which they'd get credit. They cited wanting to support women in football at every level possible. As for the players, running backs have been in Indy for a couple of days now, and they had their measurements taken yesterday. They met with the media today. Next up, the bench press tomorrow, and then it is field drills for them on Friday. And these are the guys that Bucky Brooks thinks that we should be keeping our eye on. His top 5 running backs in this year's draft. And there is a Georgia Bulldog at the top of the list, DeAndre Swift. I've also got a Georgia Bulldog sitting next to me right now, Terrell Davis. Who are you excited to see on Friday?
DeAndre Swift. And I think part of it, too, is because I know he's a really dynamic running back. And in the combine, there's drills that you can kind of see that come out, right? The field drills. I want to see if they have the 20-yard shuttle, the 3-cone shuttle. I want to see the explosive plays from him. Now, he's not going to be a burner in terms of his 40-yard dash time. I don't expect that. But I do expect to see a guy who looks, and you can see the sort of the skill set in the combine as you saw on the football field.
You don't have to be a burner in order to go on to have a Hall of Fame career.
No, you don't. I mean,
right, TD?
Where are you going with this? We have videos.
No, we don't have
40-yard dash or something. Is that what
I think that was before they had video.
Listen, I read. Go ahead.
What did you run? Like a 4.6 something?
I ran a 4.6. 4.6 40-yard dash.
See, it's all good.
Yeah. The 40 is all about technique, though, Lindsay. It's all about how you get off your starts.
You
can't
didn't
have
train.
any wasted motion. No, I did. I trained.
Okay.
I worked hard. I couldn't get out the gate. So the minute I moved, that thing was going. That clock was going. So I ran it twice, and I ran 4.6.
JJ said it's going for everyone.
But I do have this thing, if we can, change the drill to putting the football in the back's hand. And then start the 40-yard dash,
okay.
Right? Hand off, you start there, you start the clock, and it ends 40 yards down the field. Then see how fast they run.
Look at Terrell Davis fixing all of the problems in the league. Not that